post-game in Milwaukee after a Thunder win to close out this really kind of strange 4-game road trip. They go into Sacramento, blow the Kings out, play really well. They collapse in the fourth quarter in LA, give up that 22-point lead. Then, they give up another fourth quarter lead, play poorly down the stretch in Golden State. Come in here really needing a win, spurt out to a 32-12 first quarter lead, play really well. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook combined for 11 first quarter assists and only took 1 field goal. Defense was really good. It was 32-12, as I mentioned, at the end of that first quarter. Double digits all the way through towards the end of the third quarter where, this team has had problems on this road trip. They give up, I think it was a 21-5 run. The Bucks at one point early in the fourth quarter had cut it all the way down to 2. Turnovers were an issue again, 22 for the Thunder tonight. But, maybe it's because they played a worse team. They're not playing the Clippers or Warriors, but they were able to sustain, get back up around 8-10, keep it there, and pull it out. Still some concerning trends, but a win came at a much-needed time for a win. Now the Thunder get a couple days off, get the Clippers, an important game on Wednesday in Oklahoma City. It'll be interesting to see how they respond with a couple days at home and a big game that awaits them. But anyway, here's Billy Donovan, Kevin Durant, Steven Adams talking postgame.
Really, this whole road trip, you're committing a lot and you're not getting that many. What have been the issues both ways?
Yeah, no, I think we've got to be, we've got to be more mindful. We've got to be more careful, and we've got to be more, more disciplined, so to speak. There's times where, we're making maybe some careless passes. There's some passes that we're making that are really good, like on the fast break where the ball's going through a guy's hands out of bounds, and it's the right play. It's just wasn't executed in terms of the catch. There's somewhere we're trying to maybe make or thread the needle, in different areas of situations that you want to eliminate those. But I didn't really mind the turnovers out of, trying to play unselfishly. I think Russell had a couple where he tried to hit Steven one time. I think went through Steven's hands. Another time he tried to throw the ball to Kyle on the fast break, and Kyle kind of bobbled it. Kevin had a couple the same thing. And then there were some others that, that were forced. Dion, I thought, was trying to do the right things, and he had a couple there. But, it just kind of added up through our team. But I felt like the turnovers were adding up from the standpoint of we were trying to do the right things. It just wasn't executed. I thought the intention was really good. It just wasn't executed great. But there's no question that's an area that we got to get better, because against some of the better teams that we've played against, that hurt us, where we've had those turnovers and it's led to threes. There was a couple turnovers there that we were able to overcome and get possession back of the ball.
They had cut the lead to 5 at the end of the third quarter. You typically keep Russ out, for a few minutes and then bench Kevin for a couple minutes. Tonight you just played them straight through the fourth.
Well, I got Russ out. I think it was maybe 2:50 to go in the third, and obviously they made a great run to close out the third. I wanted to get off to a really good start in the third quarter and kind of almost start the third quarter with our starters.
Fourth?
I meant fourth. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was wanting to start the fourth with our starters, but I felt like possibly with the way the game could potentially go, that I was going to need to take them off the floor just to give them a rest to sustain intensity. I think because of the fouls, because of stoppage of play, I didn't feel like it was this taxing up and down game like it may have been in the second and the third quarter where the game got going. The game really wasn't up and down in the fourth, so we were able to get through that. But I thought it was important for us in that fourth quarter, because there's been some fourth quarters, in particular Golden State, the Clippers, where we didn't get off to a good start in the fourth. And, playing those guys, I think, probably helped a little bit there.
Serge takes a 3, I think, with 32 seconds left. That you probably should have just milked the clock. Are those the kind of plays that signal maybe the focus is in and out with you?
Yeah, I mean, I just, time, score. I think it's a situation we can learn from there. But, clearly he goes up, does a great job. He gets an offensive rebound. He's got the awareness. He throws the ball back out. We got the ball in Kevin's hands, and he kind of throws to Serge, and he shoots it. It's like, okay, we could have probably taken another 15 or 18 seconds off the clock, and now all of a sudden it's a 2-possession game. And those are the decisions I think we got to make. Passes, making just some of those things where we had some fouls, closing moments. I think there's 16 seconds, and we fouled twice and put him to the free throw line, all coming off the side of the bounds. Like, those are the things I think we've got to, the consistency part. I think that breaks your consistency. Like, sometimes I think if we can learn to stop breaking momentum or giving the other team, like, those plays give momentum to the other team, and we want to try to take momentum and gain momentum, and sometimes you got to be careful with those things. But there's a balance. I want them to be aggressive, but also want us to take care of the ball and make good decisions.
Coach, you mentioned momentum. How were the Bucks?
Just how big of an impact did that have on the overall game? That first quarter, 32-12.
I think we did. We started the game really well in the first set. I think we did basketball, really Thunder basketball. I think the second half they started making some shot, but we didn't get back. We just stayed together. We stick together, and we just really connected out there. I think the most important thing we did tonight was the key, was the defense, and I think we did an amazing job out there.
You were rolling to the rim. You had a double-double by halftime. What was the key in terms of your personal success today?
Yeah, just energy. Every time, whenever I'm out there, every time, I'm just trying to, bring energy to the court, to my team, and I think that's what I did today.
They made a big run at you in that third quarter. How were you guys able to kind of respond to that and settle down?
Well, I think, like I said again, they had their run, but I think we just didn't fall apart and we stick together. I think we did a really good job.
You guys go 2-2 on this road trip, but you have a fourth quarter lead in all 4 games. Blow a couple, almost blow tonight. How do you kind of assess the road trip?
I think it was a good road trip, and I think the most important thing was tonight was we finished the fourth quarter. That was the most important thing.
Don't worry about it.
This is maybe like the 4th straight game you guys get off to a huge, big lead, and then they cut it down to 5. You obviously pull it out tonight, but what's happening in those lulls where 21-5 run at 10 the third quarter?
What was the question?
What's just why are those happening so much?
We come out with a real aggressive mindset and just that's what we do. Try and punch them first, and so that's what we do. Struggling on is maintaining, I guess, that standard that we come out, because we come out real hot, and it's quite hard to maintain that level and trying to avoid the big, because obviously it's going to go up and down, but it's just trying to minimize the time that you are a bit down, so you can stay in that range. If that makes sense.
Does it feel like turnovers are really, in a lot of ways, what spring the other teams run? I mean, you guys have 22 tonight for 30 points.
It definitely is. Once we know, once we take care of the ball, and we know where the shots are coming from and all that sort of stuff, everything runs smoothly. The run back, transition defense is probably a lot easier. But turnovers are so difficult, especially with a team like that. You got old mate with real long legs getting to the rim, 2 steps, so it's hard to, contain them after a turnover, and so you could definitely credit that to our fluctuation.
It seems like this year you are catching and finishing more, but there are times where maybe Russ throws a couple of those line drives that you fumble. I mean, how much do those frustrate you?
Oh, immensely, right? I'm trying to have my hands ready and doing a better job of it, but just like those bullet passes, they're the difficult ones.
You had a fourth quarter lead in all 4 games, blew a couple. How do you just kind of assess the entire road trip as a whole?
I don't even remember the first 3 games. Tonight, man, we did a good job all game playing defense, sticking to what we do. We didn't make shots in the third, and they got some runouts. You know what I'm saying? I think we were solid all game. We made some mistakes here and there, but that's just a part of the game. But I thought we were solid all night. We had a couple lulls in the game here and there, but for the most part, we were solid all night. They ain't got nothing easy. They work for every single shot, every single bucket. They got some free throw line too. So, overall, we played a really good game.
Kevin, you mentioned nothing easy. What were you guys able to do to propel yourselves at the end and pull out the win?
We did a good job of sticking with it. They made a little run here. They were making some shots. Middleton made some tough ones on us going into the fourth. But for the most part, he got nothing easy. What's his name? Last name again? Kumpo.
Giannis, yeah.
Giannis. He got nothing easy, but he played a good game. We were playing point guard for him all night. But they work for every single basket. That's what we need. Teams are going to make shots on us, but if they work for them, we can live with it.
What do you think about those 2 young guys over there, Jabari and Giannis, and just the way they play off each other, and young guys in the league who are growing right now?
Yeah, they got a really, really good team. Really good next year. So I might grow, I might shrink. Who knows?
You and Russ combined for 11 assists and only 1 field goal attempt in the first quarter tonight. Was that part of the game plan, or just kind of you guys wanted to come out dishing?
Yeah, I think we always stay conscious of trying to get our teammates involved, and I think our thing is when guys aren't making shots and we continue to pass the ball, we may have a couple shots apiece. Like, when do we assert ourselves to be more aggressive and try to put points on the board, or do we, keep passing and see, if guys, start to make more shots. So it's tough on what people think. I won't call this selfish or passive, but it's just like a fine line between knowing, all right, it's time for us to get us going a little bit by scoring, and it's time for us to roll back and start finding guys no matter what. So it's a tough line. It's a tough line. But I think tonight we did a good job of mixing both and figuring out, what our team needs at that time. So, if guys miss shots, we still want to come to them. But, it's our job to put points on the board and to help our teammates put points on the board. That's my job as a small forward, 6'9" small forward, is to go score and create opportunities for my teammates. So I'm just trying to figure out, throughout the game, every game is different, and when I should, be more passive or be more aggressive to score.
Some of that also, like if a couple guys fumble, some turnovers, you have to stay high, that kind of.
Yeah, that's the part of being a leader. If guys miss passes or miss wide open shots, you stay with it. Tell them that you're coming back to them. I think, lately we've been doing a good job of that. And but like I said, there's some times where we need to be a little bit more aggressive to try to score or cause a double team and kick. So, instead of passing the ball around the perimeter or just making, be aggressive driving, and then maybe things will open up for you. So, game is simple, and